Hello and welcome, my crafty people, back to another episode of Busy Beader. My name is Caitlin, and today we are jumping into part 2 of a jewelry set that we've been working on. Last week we did our earrings, our beautiful Larimar earrings, and today we are going to be doing a Larimar bracelet to match those earrings. And in the coming weeks, we will be doing a necklace to complete our jewelry set. So please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That way you can tune in to every part of this jewelry set. But in case you missed it, Larimar is a beautiful stone that can only be found in the Dominican Republic. And I had the great pleasure of going to the Dominican Republic and getting some of these beautiful stones for the jewelry set that we are making. But the rest of the findings and your own Larimar can be found at my sponsor's website, Fire Mountain Gems and Beads. So be sure to check out the description box below for a link to their website, as well as direct links to all of the materials that I used today. All right, I can hardly contain my excitement, so let's jump into this beautiful bracelet today. Step 1. All right, as always, the first thing that you're going to do is gather your supplies and materials. Today, we're going to need 2 sets of pliers, one of those being round nose, 1 set of clippers. Then we're going to need some chain. We're going to need some eye pins. You're going to need the same beads that we had for our earrings. So you're going to need these teeny tiny crystal passions, 2mm. Then you have the 4mm. Then we've got our Larimar beads. We've got this big one here in the center, and then these 2 smaller ones. And then we have a clasp and some jump rings to connect it all together. All right, once you've gathered your supplies and materials, hop back on, join me, and we'll get started. Step 2. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do to make this bracelet is make our drops. So we're going to take one of our eye pins, and kind of like with our earrings, if you want to make it quicker and easier, you're going to put all of your beads on the same eye pin. But I'm wanting to give it that beautiful lengthy kind of look, and so I'm going to do 3 separate eye pins. So this first eye pin is going to have these guys on it, and your second eye pin is going to look like this, with these 3 big beads on it, and then your third eye pin, and like that. So we need to complete our drops here. So like we always do, we're going to take the end and place our round nose pliers right at the end with that bead. We're going to make a 90 to 45 degree angle. We're going to come through and cut off the excess, leaving, right about that amount. Then we're going to take our round nose pliers and we're going to spin them back around. And then most of the time when you do this spin it back around technique, you just got to come in and give it a couple little finishing touches there. And then you're going to do that for these 2 drops as well. Step 3. Now that we have our little drops for our bracelet made, you need to cut your chain. I'm doing a wraparound bracelet, so this seems like an abnormally long amount of chain. It's about 18 inches worth. If you just want to do one normal bracelet and not have it wrap around multiple times, then you're probably only going to need 1/3 of that length. The 18 inches also takes off a couple of inches for these drops and for our clasp. That way it's not too big. So you can measure it to your own wrist if you're making this for yourself, or just kind of do your best estimate if you're making it for somebody else. But those are the measurements that I used. So I did go ahead and pre-cut this chain because this is my giant roll of chain that I'm using for this project. So go ahead and cut your chain. And then what we're going to do is actually place our clasps on. So we are going to go to this end here, and we're going to open up this jump ring. It's a little bit easier with another set of pliers here. We're going to attach it to that end of the chain. We're going to close. We're going to come to this other side here and attach our jump ring to be the second half of our clasp. And we're just going to attach that to our chain right there and give it a close. Now what we're going to do is find our half. So we are going to place our clasps together at this end here, and we are going to go through until we find our middle point. And at our middle point, we are going to cut off this chain. And since I've chosen this chain that has the big links and the small links, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to cut this entire section of small links out. So if you're just using a normal chain that doesn't have the different size links, then you can just find the middle point and cut. But for us, we want to make sure it looks nice and even. So we're going to go ahead and take off those little chain pieces. Right, now that we have our chain cut in half, I went ahead and just connected the clasp to make it a little easier because the chain can get kind of wily. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Larimar bead link and we're going to open up that end, and then we're going to attach one of our crystals links here and making sure that the big crystal is pointed towards the bead. And this would be the moment that I check to make sure that all my connections are secure so that nobody tries to wiggle loose and go free. So there's a little gap in this guy up here that I don't love. So I'm just going to go through and tighten that here. Perfect. Now I'm going to open up this loop here next to the smallest crystal bead. Open that up, and I'm going to connect the chain, one of the chain ends here from what we cut from that middle portion. And then we are going to give that a close, making sure our connection is secure. Then we're going to flip her over and do the same thing. So we're going to open up this edge. We're going to add these beads on this little eye pin here. We're going to check all of our connections. This one's a little loose too. There we go. Then we're going to open up this guy over here. We're going to find our other end. And this almost looks like a necklace, and you could actually wear it as a necklace since this is a wraparound kind of bracelet if you wanted, but we are also going to make a different necklace since this is our bracelet for this jewelry set. But here you have a gorgeous wraparound bracelet. So when you wear it, it's going to look more like that on your wrist. I hope you enjoyed this process and getting to make this with me today. And I do hope that you'll join me for part 3 where we make our Larimar necklace. And just like that, you have a beautiful Larimar bracelet that matches our earrings that we made last week. If you forgot to make your earrings, or if you're jumping into this jewelry set just for the bracelet, I highly recommend you go check out the earrings. And pretty soon you'll be able to have a necklace that matches this beautiful jewelry set as well. This bracelet can be a little tricky to put on, but it's really beautiful. And a really cool thing about it as well is that it doubles as a necklace because it's a 3-time wraparound bracelet. You can wear it as a bracelet like I just showed you, or you can wear it as a necklace as well, which is just really cool. We are making a specific necklace for this jewelry set, but I think that it's a fun feature of the bracelet that if you aren't wanting to wear it as a bracelet, or you don't care for the necklace design that we're gonna do, that you can also use this design as a necklace. So kind of a 2-for-1 jewelry project today. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That way you can join me every week. And don't forget to check out my sponsor. I really appreciate it, and they do too. I hope that you have a wonderful blue ocean-filled week, and I will see you in the next one.